Hello, everybody. Welcome to 100
Howdy,
Girlfriends.
howdy. Been 2 weeks, I don't remember how to do reviews anymore.
I
I've
can't
forgotten how
believe.
my memories of making reviews have been taken from me.
Yeah, the world's sank to. Yeah, but I literally can't believe that the last thing that we made on this channel was that collab stream. How does it
Yeah,
feels like a year ago? Like
I
I don't
know.
know
It
how.
definitely feels like it was like another lifetime or something.
That was truly the peak of my life, and it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, it's
No.
all been downhill from there.
No, dude, that shit was crazy. Thank you everyone that popped in for that.
Yes.
This is gonna be a chilled, relaxed, but for our standards, so still probably pretty spastic. We're both,
Yeah.
we're both just on the end of the week here, EP from work, but we are in. Plus, it's like, how do you fucking scream for a chapter like this? This isn't like Iku's boobies are showing chapter, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just gonna come in and set the mood, okay? Dim the
hmm
lights, light a candle.
We're getting that asthma set up, pulling out that headphone or that microphone has the head thing on. It's got
Oh,
the left
dude.
and right ear.
We should get one of those so we can do an official AS. See, now that is if we were fucking
Yeah, I'll be on the
smart.
left ear, you be on the right ear.
If we were smart, Rios, that's what we would be doing when we meet up in Chicago. We'd fucking bring one of those microphones. We'd like sneak into the aquarium bathroom together and fucking Red and Rios in the
That
bathroom.
nice, like the nice audio quality of like a bathroom reverberation.
POV ASMR.
Yeah.
You meet your favorite 100 Girlfriends content creator in the bathroom of Shed Aquarium in Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, the fans would love it, I'm sure.
Oh, that's a nice cock you got there. Word around the aquarium is you've got a fat cock. I've got a fat cock too. Do you remember, what I'm referencing?
Yeah, the porn.
Yep, yeah. The smells like vagina in here.
Hillbillies,
Okay.
yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Before we get to the actual chapter, we're gonna do.
Oh yes, I forgot.
volume.
Thank God you're here.
But I didn't realize you forgot. I thought you were like leading into it.
No, my mind exists in 1 minute intervals. Okay, here we go.
I guess.
No, not always. I don't want you to think I'm stupid. I'm tired. All right.
A temporary status debuff.
Yeah. So I was in the middle of like, hold on, Rios. Let me just read the volume extras before we start, and then I was just displaying such peak content. Just my reactions were such peak content. I was like, what a waste of content. I guess we'll do it live. So here you are, you fucking troglodytes. I love you guys. So let's see. I read through this one. I read through this. Fucking made me laugh. Fucking pregnant. And obviously that. Okay, so here I am. This is great. We were talking about how much of a flex this is, right? Rios reminded me that this was after a moment where Shizuka and Rentaro were just making the fuck out. And I do love that her bitch of a mom, who is, I'm sure she's getting better. She's on her Endeavor My Hero Academia character arc, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're right.
But, I just love that this mom who gave the whole, like, you're white knighting for my daughter. You thought you'd fucking swoop in and save the disabled girl and be a hero. And here she is having to fucking sit outside listening to, like, humbled.
I'm so jealous. I don't get to get made out with that by my husband.
Do we know what's... Yeah,
is he in the picture? Is he working a lot? Is he alive? We don't know.
I'll have to put out a call to action to the cult of Shizuka. We have a cult of Shizuka in our Discord. There's like 3 people that all have Shizuka profile pictures, and I mix them up often. What's the deal with her dad?
There is no Mr. Yoshimoto. I mean, I will say that Miss Yoshimoto is a bit of a baddie. I mean, he's bad, but she's bad. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. She'll scold you about like your life choices as you're fucking her. She'll be like, "And you should have left that shitty job years ago. You're better than that."
Yeah, I mean it's true. I mean the delivery is a little harsh, but the content is true.
Awesome. Okay, here we are. It's all new. Oh, do I see a Karne? Don't go sniffing so hard, you big dumb stupid perv. Oh, is this when he was sick and they were like doing that thing or no?
I think
you have to remind me when this is.
I think this. I'm not totally sure what it is. I think this is where in that same daily life chapter where she was sniffing his
Oh,
thing, like she was going ham on that shit.
yes.
Maybe I don't know.
That's like peak prime example, exhibit A of Karane's pervdom. And classic, he does a little bit of sniffing back and she throws him to the moon. Fucking real cool, Karane.
He got too horny. She couldn't handle it.
Yeah. Oh, there's the monster. I'm really a big fan of the giant. No, please, yes.
Yeah, I love how it's just a picture, like it's a photograph,
And it
reference of
speaks
the
1,000 words. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
That really is just monster,
It's not
huh?
drawing.
Is that just like straight up like, dude, the
Yeah.
copyright laws in Japan are crazy, bro. Like that is just a monster. So will that change in the English volume release? Are they gonna have to change that?
Maybe like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure type, like
Yeah.
dirty deeds done cheap type shit.
It'll be like a W instead. Like Whack Donald
Yeah.
shit.
Or an N.
My favorite energy drink, Monster.
Yeah, I mean, it is nice to see that Meru has something in the world that gives her, I mean, maybe not hope, but non-despair,
Yeah.
type feelings.
A fucking tiny baby girl burping, just belching her little heart out. And she, by the way, she's got her little, I assume that's what this is, her little like librarian arm badge.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm imagining that this is like, she's on like her lunch break of being a librarian, just downing fucking monsters and then going back in there, just wired to shit. I love that.
You know, like imagine like just shaking, but she doesn't speak, so he just comes out very he text speeches in very normal way, but she's just fucking vibrating. You're like, okay, what's wrong with the librarian? I feel
You go in to check out a book and like the librarian just will not take her eyes off you, and she's just like fucking vibrating and like watching you, and you're just like, what did I do wrong? Oh goodness, we have some dialogue. Oh, it's these wow, Rios, this is a big moment. This is the this volume is where we started reviewing it, and now it's a volume. Look at that.
crazy.
I think
how the time flies.
I think that means that it's official. In the same month this volume comes out, and we met up and discussed with Moonlight 150 and Backtrack. I mean, this is the month.
This is about a year since since you got me to into the series. I think it was like March.
It's really exciting because we're also meeting up in July, which I think is the month we started reviewing. So like we're like meeting up for our year anniversary of reviewing.
Yeah, our friend anniversary.
Yo, dude, if you ain't celebrating friend anniversaries, what are you even doing? Okay.
Like, oh my god, I can't believe you forgot. It was such an important date.
I will remember
I've been preparing for the past year and everything.
I got you flowers and chocolate, and I planned a nice day on the beach. I was for a while. I reviewed One Piece with Thurman. You guys don't know who Thurman is, but it was a guy I reviewed One Piece with. That's all you need to know. And we planned for a while that on the week that the last chapter of One Piece comes out. I mean, because that's going to be like 35 years in the making, right? We were like, that week we're gonna fly out. Because he lives in Vegas and I lived in Michigan, and we were gonna like we were gonna pick some beach and fly there and lay out like a towel and like light some candles and just read the final chapter of One Piece on like the beach together and review it on the beach together. That was like a genuine thing we were going to do for a while. Maybe we still will.
Why? How platonic.
Yes. Well, that's a theme with my male friendships, is I really make them as gay as I possibly can without making them feel uncomfortable. I'm a big respecter of boundaries. But I mean, I'm down to do the same thing with the last chapter of 100 Girlfriends.
Well, yeah, like again, like 30 years from now when that happens,
we'll touch base.
Like, who knows what will be going on then? Like,
my people will talk to your people.
Yeah.
Okay. Incidentally,
what's happening here?
Let me just read it. The reason Rentaro could not hear this line, "How are we supposed to hold hands on a date anymore? What? Speak up." Was not only because the winds were so strong, but also because Sue was just talking to herself. But of course, every single word she speaks to Rentaro. Oh, okay. So what is the joke, that he heard it anyway, or?
I mean, it's basically just like they're basically explaining like, oh, he's a perfect boyfriend. So how do you not hear his girlfriend being like,
Oh.
oh no, don't worry, people. The reason he didn't hear her is because he wasn't speaking directly to him. If he
Oh, she was like
he would have
mumbling
heard
it.
her, like,
I see.
yeah. He would have pulled a Superman and heard her from the other end of the other antipode of the planet. He would have heard her just fine.
This is like when
You
Oda
know?
does like plot hole damage control in the
Yeah,
SBS.
basically, yeah. Yeah, the plot hole of why did Rintaro not hear? If he's a perfect boyfriend, why didn't he hear? Like, don't worry, there's a perfectly valid explanation.
We're gonna get the same exact thing in the volume for this current chapter, where it's like, now why did Rentaro forget Nano? If he is as good of a boyfriend as he says, he should have just been able to like power through, surely, right?
Well, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, and then
They're watching the movie. We all
yep.
helpless alone at times, but that's normal. Oh, this is really cute. These three watching a movie together. Nano hates heights so much, even in a movie, it like freaks her out. I love it.
Poor thing, damn.
I also noting that we're getting a lot of feet in this volume extra. I noticed it with Shizuka as well. Okay.
Lord, yeah.
Although Nano is hiding the piggies, which is fucked up.
No. Yeah, she's too high class to go do that. Like, she's not like the hussy Hakari and the tomboy Iku. You know, she's a proper lady. She wouldn't show feet for free.
For
like
free,
that.
yeah, that's not efficient. It's far more efficient.
Gotta make them pay for that, you know.
It's far more efficient to charge our fans on an OnlyFans. God, dude, Nano the character opens. Okay, the author Nakamura opens up an OnlyFans for Nano, where they do like lewd. I guess it would be Nozawa. That'd be so funny, like an in-character OnlyFans. Oh, peak.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so again, it's tripping me the fuck out that these are about chapters that we have reviewed. It's like it feels. It's like, oh my god. Yeah, I remember this one. This was the first like chapter that wasn't the fucking island chapter.
Yeah, we got these very deep, introspective, like character piece between Mei and Eira, and yeah, and they almost died at the end, or rather, they
I
did
remember
die at the end, and then basically pulled themselves back from the brink.
So what makes
the
these
power
popsicles serious, do you think?
Maybe they're just very cold. I mean, I can't tell. Are they enjoying what they're eating? Or
I want to
like,
know exactly why is Mei, because I feel like it. I used to consider if Mei opened her eyes, shit's serious. But this is it's just a popsicle. So what is going on?
I mean, something about it's serious. Either tastes really good, or it's cold as fuck, or some other third thing, you know.
And Ira's coming over there.
Yeah, basically.
All right, it's time. It's time for everyone's favorite author girl. Oh my god. Look at the light in her eyes. Look at how she has a nose.
Oh my, yeah. Not only did she lose a light in her eyes, but the nose on her face.
She lost her nose. They took her goddamn nose.
It turned her into she who must not be named. You know?
All right, let me read this. And so Cinderella. You know what? I'm not gonna read out loud because every time I try to do that, I don't actually like comprehend it. Do you have that problem? Like I sucked at reading out loud in school.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not as. I mean, it kind of depends if I would explain, it's basically like about like 30% goes to reading comprehension, and then the other 70% goes to speaking it. So yeah, I'm definitely not as absorbing.
Me, but the ratio's worse. Plus, my stomach is full of shrimp nachos. Don't ask.
Damn, shrimp nachos.
That was Allie's idea. She got some rotel. She got some Mexican rice. She got some shrimp. She got some onions. Slapped it all on some fucking Cool Ranch Doritos chips. Covered it in cheese. Put it in the oven. And that's why. That's what I'm experiencing right now.
Well, my condolences, I suppose.
Okay, let me read this. This whole wide world is filled with hopes and dreams. Oh my god.
Before we move, I got Mary's mom, like most of the GF moms,
can get it
going on. Like, damn,
can get it. Let me make sure I'm zooming in on the mom and not the baby when I say that. Can get it. Okay, my laptop was betraying me there. She's very cute in this panel, by the way. The stars.
We see Meru being like a freaking like model citizen.
Yeah, let me read through this here. To repay. This is why I don't like fucking live reactions, by the way. It's my brain slow. Okay. I must do everything. Okay, yeah, truly a model citizen. Pick it up. I mean, see, I relate to this, right? And see, now it really is becoming like a chapter review. So, like, this. Do you remember what it was like when you believed in things? That's I'm being dramatic. Clarifying. Do you remember what it was like when like before you I don't know, like there's a moment when you're a kid where you just think that like the world is like a fun little simulation sandbox to run around in, and then like you realize like it's
the closest thing I can think of is when I was a kid, I legitimately thought it'd be possible to like learn everything.
Oh, everything in the world.
Everything important was there, and then I had to realize, no, okay, that's not possible. You're gonna have to make some selection, but that was.
Well, I mean, I remember when I thought the moon was made out of cheese. I remember when I believed in Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny.
I can't remember. I can't remember things like that.
I remember.
There was a time when I did. I mean, yes, there definitely was a time when I learned Santa wasn't real, but I don't really remember how I reacted to that.
I was a fucking asshole about it. I made it everyone else's problem. I remember. Yeah, I wiki-howed Santa Claus. I was like, is this motherfucker real? And I got this long article about how, like, in order for Santa Claus to be real, I'm going to do it with the Ben Shapiro voice. In order for Santa Claus to be real, he would have to travel 360 times faster than the speed of light in order to hit every house. And let's assume, like, literally this article was like, and we're
more importantly, giving presents to kids who, without paying for it, is completely like
that is communist,
illegal. It should be unethical. It does not. They need to grow up. Like, children need to learn the pain and suffering of not having presents. Otherwise, they'll grow up to be greedy, entitled
socialists,
welfare queens. Yeah.
Palestine supporting socialists. Love that. But yeah, no, and like even in this article, it was literally like, and let's assume that he's spending minimum 30 seconds in each house to get those presents in there. It's just not possible. It was like taking it seriously, and I printed that shit out and brought it to school, and I was like, you guys are fucking idiots, look at this. And I got in trouble because I was like ruining Santa for other kids.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, I mean, I don't know if I ever had anything. I remember like as a kid, watching the Nat Geo like documentaries and like fucking racist skinheads and being like,
oh my god,
damn, those people would like hate me just because I'm black. And be like, I just took it in stride. Just like it was like learning about thieves and murderers are a thing in the world. Don't really get kind of thing.
I wonder that is
how.
Go ahead, sorry.
That's kind of how I took it, yeah.
Wow, yeah. I mean, I'm sure I probably had a bit more time to be innocent. I was probably the only thing that subtracted from my privilege points was being like very autistic and not popular at all in school because I was annoying. Mm-hmm. Everything else, I had the white thing going on for me. I had the male thing going on for me. I had my parents were upper middle class going for me. You know what I mean? Like I really
learning is the Rad was privileged AF.
Yeah,
so
kind of was.
I mean, I was also pretty middle class ish, and I mean, I think it's more just my personality. I remember as like a fucking 8-year-old being like being like, oh my god, I'm gonna like die. Like, well, okay, I think.
You remember learning about death? Yeah, me too, man.
I think what happened was I was like, oh, I'm 8 right now. If I add a 0 to that, then I'd be.
Yes, you've told this story.
Yeah, and being like, oh, like shit, all the crazy shit's gonna happen between now and then, and then realizing, wait a minute, I might die between then, and then having a whole not necessarily existential crisis, but trying to figure out how do I deal with the fact that I'm gonna be dead one day, like.
Yeah, and you as a kid,
as an 8-year-old,
you were like, at some point between me being 8 and me being 80, I'm going to meet this guy on the internet and review a manga series with him, and it's going to change the course of my life.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, I think I've told the story. Oddly enough, it was the Adam Sandler movie Click that really made it click with me about death. Have you seen this movie?
Yes.
It fucked me up, man. The ads were just like, haha, silly Adam Sandler comedy. And then you would go in there and it's like, I wasted my whole life. My children hate me. My wife hates me and I'm dying alone in a hospital.
How they get you.
Much
like the story that we're currently, series that we're currently reviewing.
Damn, you see that? You see that? This is why I keep them around, the great spin back.
The wrangle, I gotta wrangle them in every once in a while,
Okay, good news, the shrimp nachos have digested and I feel 100%.
Nice.
Yes. I got to digest them over watching the Severance finale, bro. Severance is so fucking good, bro. It's the only shitty part is you have to have Apple TV. Who the fuck wants Apple TV?
Well, I mean, unless you want to be a pirate upon the seven seas, but
We watched it with the 7-day free trial. We just binged the shit out of it. Yeah.
yeah, that'll do it.
Oh man. Anyway, that I do recommend it though. You know, I'm fucking pirated. I don't give a fuck, but it is a really good show. Okay, moving on. Okay, so she's being a model citizen, and then there's a hard like I could see this if this was animated. It's like dong, like that fucking sound.
Yep.
And so I once thought in the Halakon days of my youth. It wasn't long before my eyes opened to the truth of this world. House is naught but despair. Maru-chan, I really wish you could live with a few more hopes and dreams. Are you liking this live reading? You needn't worry about that, even if there's nothing else but fairy tales, and among them, oh, goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. I just need to appreciate all this art. Yes. Very good. Oh, God. Oh, horrific.
Yeah.
And for that...
He has to toss water on it.
And for that very reason... should some great misfortune ever befall you all, I shall learn that I had... What the fuck? I shall learn that I had yet but playfully... Oh, so she's saying, like, if anything ever happens to you guys, like, I'll realize that, like, all the despair that I felt up to now is fucking nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's gonna have a Joker moment. That's a serious arc we need from her, where, like, something...
Oh my God, yeah.
Something happens. Oh, go ahead, please.
You're just pulling some Danganronpa shit, like, despair, hope. And you're like...
Life, death! Fucking no. I mean, I need she would what is the Liam Neeson like the I will find you and I will kill you, like she would literally do that. If anything happened to any of them, she is the first that like gets on the phone with like the guy who did it, and she's like, I'll fucking peel your fingernails back, motherfucker, like one by one. I'll strap you down.
Show you true despair. Kind of thing.
Do you know what kind of mind you have to write fairy tales? You need to know light from dark. You need to know balance.
Have you read a fairy tale? Like, it's pretty fucking grim.
Hey, brothers.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking... Oh, dude, that's sick as fuck. I just thought of that. Bro, she would torture people, but like in a fairy tale way. So she would like... God. She would like fucking slice people's feet apart to fit them into a glass slipper.
Yeah.
She would like cut out your tongue, because that's what they did to fucking Ariel and the Little Mermaid. She'd find some way to turn you into sea foam. Another Little Mermaid.
Interesting idea. All the girlfriends as horror, like...
Ooh, horror creatures?
Not just like monsters, but like horror protagonists, like, or antagonists, whatever.
I need to send. I sent you a song a while ago because I know you're always on the. I assume you're always on the lookout for like copyright free music for your drawing streams. There's that song I sent you from Mindwave, the game that I backed on Kickstarter, that I think is like a perfect fit for Meru whenever you get to her.
Okay, y'all.
I'll send it to you again. It's copyright free.
That'd be a lot easier than me trying to find it again.
Oh yeah, it's copyright free. The guy who like composed the song literally has it in the description. Like it's not going to be on Content ID. You can use it all you want. And I think it's like a really good background song. But anyway, yeah. Have a swig and calm down. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, really. You're not you when you're thirsty.
Meru calms down, but that's like her chamomile tea. She takes a nice sip of Monster Energy.
It gives her the energy to get through this
horrible world. Yeah. She's like, have you seen what's going on in America? That's the first sign for the rest of the world.
Yeah, they live in Japan, which is basically like a vassal state for the U.S. I mean, that's a little. That's not out of the beyond the pale, whatever the saying is.
You know, our country is protected by America. We have a deal with them where we can't have a military, too big of a military. All it takes is one stupid word from that man.
I wish that was Meru. He's like depressingly like
political.
Stop getting like stop getting political, Meru. Like that's what fills her with despair.
Donald Trump just disobeyed the order of a federal judge. A couple more moments like that, and they're in a full constitutional crisis. What will they do? What will our American friends do, Natty?
Did you know in Japan we had a socialist movement? It was completely stomped out by the capitalist-backed like corporations and government shit.
Yes, and did you know that Yaku committed many a war crimes?
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. He's like not a social justice warrior, but like a super lived up, I guess.
I'm not ready to talk about
You know,
that,
she's
Meru.
a liberal arts person.
Dude, have you watched? Oh, dude, this first of all, this review is turning out great. Thank you for convincing me to do this live. Enjoy your 2-hour long review, guys.
Yeah.
Fucking. Have you watched? It's a show. I believe it's on Netflix. The Good Place.
I have not watched it.
Fire.
I only know the barest amount of it from osmosis, cultural osmosis.
Watch that shit
and whatnot.
Have you seen the clip? Okay, the clip that got me to watch it was where they're on like a fucking beach randomly, or like a field. I think it's a beach, and like there's a button in the ground, and they're like trying to push it, and then she's like, "No, wait, please, please." Have you seen that clip or no?
No, I've not.
Oh,
seen
okay, yeah. So, well, the context of that one is that she's essentially like an AI that like runs the zone they're in, and if they push that button, it's like an emergency shutdown. But her like defense to that emergency shutdown is to be like very human and realistically plead for her life. so like they'll like get close to the button, and she's like, "Please, please, no, please," and then they back up, and they're like, "Again, I am not real. This is just my automatic defense system. It's okay. You can kill me." And then they go back up, and she's like, wait, I have kids. She like pulls a picture of like it's like a stock photo, or well, actually she pulls a picture.
That is something that I've like having never watched the show. I've noticed it has that kind of like those. It makes those kind of jokes a lot, which I do appreciate.
Good. Their humor is awesome. But yeah, no. So she pulls out like kids. She's like, I have kids. I have a kid. Look at him. His name is Jason, and he is so excited about his soccer game next Saturday. And do not take his mother away from him. And then they back up again, and she's like, again, I am not real. This is a stock photo from the 2006 Kids' Choice Awards. It's
Nana
so
when her fear of heights gets the better of her, I guess.
All that to say, why did I bring that up again? I feel like I had something. Oh, okay, yes. So we were making the joke about Meru, like, just stating random fucked up facts.
Being woke AF, basically.
That one woke friend.
Too woke.
Meru's that one woke friend. But so that character, that like she's essentially like they compare her to like an Alexa, right? She's like a human Alexa, and so like she will just constantly pop up. I'm assuming you at least know that it takes place in like it's like heaven. It's about like heaven and hell, right? So like they're in heaven supposedly, and she just there's one episode where the angel that runs their zone of heaven is like, oh, I programmed her to give like random fun facts for today. So she just like keeps popping up and saying random shit, and one of the things she pops in and she's like, fun fact, Christopher Columbus is in the bad place because of all the rape, pillage, and murder.
I mean, I would hope so.
I think she also says, fun fact, every U.S. president except for Abe Lincoln is in the bad place.
Damn, I was about to say even Jimmy Carter, but he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Well, so there's like literally lore, and I promise I'm almost done talking about The Good Place. It's just so fucking good. There's literally lore in that show about how like going to heaven and hell works, and it's literally like a point system. So like every bad thing you do, negatives your points. Every good thing you do, positives your points. And as long as you are like net positive, you're good, right?
If you're zero.
It's funny you mentioned that. That's addressed actually. There's a medium place. There is like a medium. There was one person in history that got a perfect 0, and they had to create a space for her, which is like basically where the guys that run hell and the guys that run heaven got to like design it 50-50. So basically like they visited at one point, and it's like, yeah, so you have a jukebox with all your favorite songs, but it's only shitty covers of your favorite songs, and you have a freezer full of all of your favorite ice cream, but it's frozen yogurt, shit like that.
Fuck. I mean, we already have purgatory. Well, I guess that basically is purgatory.
Yeah.
Half.
Okay.
Half hell, half heaven. But yeah. Anyway.
And it's seriously an incredible show. I highly recommend it. Okay. And Rentro's family lived happily. Oh wait, hold on. If it ever happens, I'll rip this series apart. He would.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why.
Weird. All my copies of 100 Girlfriends just suddenly ripped up when they've been thrown through a wood chipper. Like, bro. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. It fucking causality will change. Like a chapter happens where one of the girls dies, and then we go to our like 100 Girlfriends shelves, and they're all like fucking ashes. It's like, oh my god, what happened? Okay, well, oh wow, this fucking
the rest
Kishika, the
there's a bunch
Kishika
of
drawing.
nice ass illustration. Like
If only we could just get a little lower and a little more below her.
wind, make the wind a little crazier. We need a Marilyn Monroe style vent under the floor.
Hamburger, fried chicken. I love America. I love that. She's so cute.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Was that?
She'd be a great. Oh yeah.
I did a little bit of an accent, and if it came off as racist, I promise that was not intentional.
Oh no, I wasn't.
Okay, I was worried for a second because I went hamburger.
No. Yeah, I was still on the Kishika things. I didn't really.
Oh yeah, back up. I'm sorry. I'll go back up. Yeah.
You know, we got at least have some comment on how Harry being all.
I mean, I'll be real.
Whatever.
This art. It's just. I don't know. It's fine.
Just cute. Yeah.
It just there's nothing. I feel like this is how she always looks. Basically,
it has nothing on her. Yeah,
if I'm walking,
nothing on Natty looking like a fucking poster child for a McDonald's advertisement.
You know those videos where people have you ever seen the TikTok where people will professionally create their own McDonald's poster advertisement and then print it out professionally and then go into a McDonald's and put it up on the window and see how long it'll stay up there?
I've not seen that.
Yeah, so they'll make a poster that looks real where it's them and their friends eating Big Macs, but it looks really professional, and they'll just go into a McDonald's and put it up on the wall, and a lot of them they're up there for years because they just assume okay, these guys just came in and put that up, so it's probably official, right?
I'm not getting paid enough to give a fuck.
Exactly.
Good enough, you know.
I wouldn't either. I've also seen videos where people will just go into Walmarts with yellow vests on, go into the back room, take a TV out on a dolly, and just walk out.
Damn.
If you just are confident enough. I'm not advocating for that, obviously.
Just walk in with a clipport on your arm,
yes.
a hard hat on your head. They'll let you in any place, you know.
It's true. All I'm saying though is that I want to print this out and put it in a fucking. I almost said a KFC, but I mean I guess there's chicken too.
Yeah, I think this one will probably get found out a little bit quicker than the TikTok people.
I love America.
Just a little bit.
Oh, look at my two lesbians eating McDonald's together.
Yeah, yum.
How inefficient.
Slurping.
Oh yeah, shakes are inefficient. Yeah, Nano's over here this is bullshit. I should not have to suck this hard.
Straws are. Yeah, you have to constantly be moving the straw around, otherwise you suck up all the shake or whatever it is it's within sucking range. It's a whole product.
Bro,
project or whatever.
Sucking range is crazy. Okay, so you know what? I'll read the author comments later because that's gonna take away too. That's derailing and probably not necessary. But we love Nozawa, we love Nakamura, and
they're basically just saying they basically just said that however you read, however you shorthand the story is true in your heart, whatever, you know. They're all every way of nicknaming the story is all valid, just like the 100 girlfriends, you know.
I thought you were gonna say, however you read this series, even if it's Tuesday's scandalations, we are.
Unfortunately, they're not that based. They're still building up to that.
Yeah. The final chapter.
They can't just blow their load right away like that. Yeah.
Facts. Now, first thing I thought of when I opened this chapter is Moonlight is probably really enjoying himself with this Usa love.
Wait.
Doesn't he love Usa? Isn't that Moonlight lore?
Oh yes, yeah.
And
he did. Yeah, I mean, he did in our little Discord thing. I mean, I think he did. What's the word? Share the cover art, and he was like, oh my lord, cover that Usa-chan cover art.
Loving also the painted toenails and fingernails. Very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yes.
Interesting.
And then the other thing I thought about was Meru in this kind of situation is just so funny to me because she's this depressed little creature, right? She kind of reminds me of Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and it's just funny to imagine okay, you know what would fix Gollum if we just take him, give him a makeover, give him a spa day, and throw him in a Chuck E. Cheese's or something, you know? That's just kind of what it reminds me. We've taken Meru and we've thrown her in this cute environment because her hair is doing that chick from The Ring stuff. You know what I mean? It's we really have thrown this horrific. I love her. Don't get me wrong, but this horrific little creature in this cute little Photoshop. It's just very funny to me.
with the bunny girl. Like it's like putting like a fucking like a mangy like black leopard with like a bunny, and they're chilling, they're just hanging out. Like,
I love that no matter how different all these girls are, like they just all, it really does remind me of the Straw Hat Crew. Like they genuinely like love each other. Like even the ones that, because I'm sure there are ones among the 32, 31 that like, you know what, like I haven't actually, like, I'm sure, Karane with, like, I don't know, Matsuri. Like, I haven't talked to her that much, but I'm sure, like, just by the basis that they both love Rentaro and they're in this weird situation together, I just feel the love, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like even despite the fact that Karane and Matsuri have probably shared, like, 2 sentences of dialogue, I believe that they would die for each other. You know what I mean?
True, yeah.
Oh, so good. Okay, where to even begin with this?
Oh, wait.
Please.
There's still 2 extra pages on the
Are you fucking
extra thing.
Really? After the author comments?
They have cute little they have cute little
my god.
Meme drawings basically.
Okay. Gotta get back.
We don't see that in our fans are gonna ream us in the comments, like,
yo, they're gonna ream us in the
blow
comments?
us out in the comments.
They're gonna blow us out in the comments? Hold on, I need to wait a minute. Ream.
Maybe we shouldn't read it.
Ream definition slang. Oh yeah, scold, reprimand severely. But there's gotta be a sex definition, right? Like surely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah.
All right. To the extent that reaming might be understood to refer to anal sex in a pejorative way, it may have migrated to mean being abusively dominated. Let's go!
Yeah, talk about some role reversal where the chatter becomes the dominant one,
Yo, who's down here to ream us right now? Okay. Holy fuck. All right, scrolling down to get reamed. Let's go. Oh, goodness. Oh, the Marumba. I will consume all what? Detritus?
Yeah,
Oh, I see. I haven't heard that word in a long time.
Yeah, of course, Mary would use the $10 word for dirt. Dust,
right, makes sense. Yes, me reading a fucking fairy tale to my child and the word detritus is in it, and I'm like, who the fuck wrote this?
Like, why are you like, my kid is like they can barely read. Like, I don't think they need to be learning these like 8th grade words like this quickly.
Speaking of someone who can barely read, I see Sue down here.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the fact that Sue that's her job from now on, to announce birthdays. Love that. So November 30th?
Yeah.
Okay. That's very close to my mom's birthday. And Catherine's birthday, maybe? Which is the wife of my best friend, Andrew? I have a lot of November birthdays in my circle.
Mm-hmm. Very busy month, I see. Yep.
Yes. Kindergarten.
Or Kindergarten, I guess.
You hear? Yup. Well then. That was definitely worth it. It was worth it to get reamed.
Okay. Well, no, we're avoiding getting reamed. I mean, I guess it could be a reward.
Oh, you tricked me! Wait. Okay. Please begin, Rios.
Okay. So, for me, this was a bit of a bittersweet chapter.
Same.
When it continues the pattern of no arc being longer than 2 chapters, the 2 festival notwithstanding.
Listen, I'm so glad you started with that, because I was sitting here like,
I did not hate it. Just to be clear, no matter, I'm going to be saying a lot of somewhat critical things, but I did like this thing. I laughed some bits. I was like, oh, it's so sweet.
I laughed. I cried. I was moved, Rios.
I maybe even came a little bit. But
whoa,
anyway.
Whoa. I don't want to out you or anything, but
Red Beans referring to how the day before this review, he called me to because we TZ had, what's the word, put it up like way earlier than usual. Normally these things come out on Friday. He put it out on Thursday, and so read, he Discord messaged me, and I was like, I didn't, answer the call right away, so I had to.
Which is so rare for Rios. I was like, oh my god, is he okay?
And the reason that happened was because, I just finished doing some self-care, and my hands were a little unclean, so I had to, I had to go wash them, return the call, it was, all above board and all that.
Did you have that moment where you're I feel like I'm not I don't want to make it too weird, but like you're unclean, and then my fucking avatar pops up with like red calling, and you're like, oh god.
It was like about 5 minutes after that, and I was just kind of like in the app. I was kind of coming out of the afterglow kind of thing. It wasn't like I wasn't. It wasn't like I just finished. I was like I had to like scramble to get everything.
That's my job, to bring Rios out of the afterglow. Oh yeah, excellent.
Okay, so anyway, back where,
Thank you, Rios.
There was a definite before and after to my notes for the chapter. Before that beautiful 2-page spread, I was just reading the chapter like normal.
I thought you were gonna say the pre-nut and post-nut clarity, but
no. I was just reading the chapter like normal, putting down my basic reactions. I'm talking like Rentaro was being like fucking like using smooth operators always. Talking about how he's. I haven't on that first page. He's talking about like I couldn't. Like, I don't know why, Nana, but I couldn't stop thinking about you all day. Just casually being. I guess W boyfriend in
the Rizzler
in this case, but yeah, Rizzler. And then I got to that 2-page spread, and then I was like, oh wow, this is really. I mean, this is a beautiful.
Yeah,
I can see it being animated, and then I fucking saw a fatal error has occurred. World synchronization turned out. I was like, no, wait.
Yeah.
And as the chapter continued, I saw that.
It
was basically a soft repeat of the island chapters.
Not even close to as bad.
Yeah, the similar amount. I mean, similar kind of disappointment, but yeah, definitely not as bad. But I mean, basically the theme of my response to the chapter at that point then became, are my expectations with this series out of whack, or did the story did they mess up basically? And I basically spent that's basically both my notes, kind of unpack my feelings for what happened in this chapter, which is good. I mean, because I've seen audience reception to this chapter. I mean, I looked at at both.
Before you do,
do
you mind if I before you, because my untainted, undiluted thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I felt the same way, right? I would assume most people did, right? I mean, this was for packing it into 2 chapters, this was about as beautiful as they could have made it, right? Yeah. I mean, I genuinely did tear up. Especially, to me, Rentaro's face when he says, "How could I ever forget you, Nano?" He's never looked more baby girl in his entire life. That really got, and of course, Nano scream crying is also huge. I mean, that's huge for her, right? But oh my god,
a lot of beautiful moments.
But it's so packed in for no reason. Yeah. It could have breathed. You could have given you time to breathe. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think we both totally agree with that. So it's just gonna be a straight circle jerkin. I guess I'll let you pop off with the community stuff for a second here. But that really is. I just don't know how else to say. Why rush this? I mean, unless I don't know. It almost feels like I wonder if he's falling into the same Oda problem where we see this in One Piece sometimes too, where he almost feels like there's so much to get through that he can't linger on any one given thing too much, and it's no, bro, fucking cook. Let yourself give yourself the opportunity to cook. This should have been a 3-chapter because even as I'm reading this moment, go ahead, please.
Yeah, that was my main. That was basically one of the. Well, I honestly not even. That was one of the things I bring up in my at this point, these aren't notes. These are this is a review basically. Not just improvised readings, but anyway.
Well, everyone thought that they were going to confront future Nano again. Yeah. I mean, she literally said, I'll see you again when it just felt like Chekhov's future Nano, Chekhov's Nano Prime. Yeah. And I really, really thought that, okay, even as this big moment is happening where how could I ever forget you, and they're crying, I was sitting here okay, so then the next chapter is them defeating her, right?
Please, I would have loved that.
I had so many, we talked about this. I was so confident that this arc would end with her being able to like shout down this like optimal version of herself, shout down the version of herself that like she could have became if not for Rentaro. It really does feel like missed opportunity. It feels like he had an idea. It actually, because I mean, I have good news for you, Rios, and a lot of this has to do with your support. I've begun to write a chapter 2 of that Digital Circus fanfic. Yes, and it took a lot of getting up the courage, but like now that I'm writing again and I'm in that mode, I know how easy it is to have this like, because the way I write is I have like scenes in my head that I like think of throughout the day, and I'm like, okay, so my writing is like, how do I get from point A to point B? How do I get from where I am now to this scene that I want to do in a natural, good way?
Same here.
And it's super easy to, if you're not tempered, to like, you know, rush your way there and make it feel not natural. And I've already had to do some revisions of like what I've written so far in chapter 2. And to me, it feels like Nakamura had this idea of this big, like, you know, whoa, what if they like replay their first date and we see how it goes in this different way and blah, 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 blah. And it just feels like he just wanted to get right to that big emotional moment without letting it cook for a sec. And, yeah, that's sad, you know, and like, this is not a Nakamura fell off, obviously, you know, the man's not perfect, but I do think that we all agree that this should have cooked a little longer, and it does kind of lead us to wonder, right? Like, and I know you're wondering the same thing, will we ever get another Hikari and her mom volume-long arc, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I would like that very badly, you know, and I hope he's able to do it.
Yeah, the story has become incredibly episodic, or not even episodic,
formulaic.
Like very status quo-y, formulaic, and it's like, I mean, I don't hate the formula, but some variety is the spice of life, you know. But
yeah, this felt like a moment where the formula is shifting finally for the first. And again, I think what Ryo says is very important. We love the formula. The formula is great. We love the daily life chapters. We love the solo date chapters. We love the occasional serious chapter. But it is starting to feel like, I don't know, like is he nervous to like. You know what I mean? It almost feels like
he's gotten too used to doing this. When he's like, should I is it safe to stray too far away from the formula? You know?
There was an issue, and I don't remember if this was just a rumor because you know people just say shit, or if this was actually an interview or whatever. But there was some discussion about how Oda was doing an arc called the Reverie arc a couple years back. And it was basically like a big political intrigue arc, and it shifted away from the Straw Hats, and it just focused on like the big political leaders of the One Piece world. And in that arc, when it was setting up, it really felt like one that could have lasted like 2, 3, 4 volumes, but it ended up only being like 8 chapters. And the big theory at the time was that the editors probably told him, you cannot spend more than a volume away without seeing any of the Straw Hats. They're your main characters. You know what I mean? So I almost wonder if there's some kind of like push behind the scenes, like, okay, now we don't want to bore the readers, you know, we don't, which is always stupid, right? You know, you need to be artistic over being safe. I don't know, it's just strange. It just feels like this just felt so obviously a 3-parter to me. But I mean, I don't know, I'm not the writer, I don't know, what do I know? Just one of the top 300 girlfriends content creators, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they our credentials are very, they're very prestigious, you know.
I'm waiting for, I know Oda has talked about how there are certain One Piece YouTubers he does watch, and Oda also has confirmed that whenever he's doing fight scenes, he will check the wikis to remember all of Luffy's moves. So I love I want it, bro. Nakamura, come over here. It's okay, buddy. Bring it in. I'm not mad at you, okay? I'm not just disappointed. No, it is peak though. I mean, it's still peak. It's when the only criticism is I wish there was more of it and I wish it was longer. You know you're writing peak, right? Like I hope everyone recognizes that.
Yeah. Like I've never been one of those people who can like dissect the anatomy of a story in like exacting detail, like a fucking like a literary surgeon or whatever. When you want people who can write like an 8-hour video essay on whatever they want, but. It's like I can't really explain like in exact detail what I think went wrong here, but I mean, or how it could be fixed, whatever. But like my writer's instincts, honed from writing for like 20 years or whatever, they tell me that like this was not the most satisfying way the story could have played out.
Yeah,
and that's basically like where where I'm at, like where I'm
Yeah,
at.
I can't remember who said this, but I used to watch a lot of like writing podcasts, like podcasts on like advice for writing and breaking down story structure. Exactly what you just said, right? The 8-hour writing podcast. And someone, it's really stuck with me, but it was like, someone said something like, your job as a writer is to extract out every piece of drama that you can possibly get from a situation. There's no shame in that, right? There's no need to think realistically like, oh, but would it happen this way? It doesn't matter. You're writing fiction. You're trying you need to set the pieces in a way that give you peak drama, right? That's what a story is. So like
and that's why I felt like, I mean, ending it at this point is not extracting peak drama. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could have like done it, like just, I mean, really, the simple thing, just let
her suffer a little, and not to be a fucking asshole, but let her suffer longer. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's a lot of things that could have. I mean, like if you're gonna say, well, I mean, how is she gonna confront all Nano? Well, I mean, maybe when she's going through the multiverse, she comes across an even more advanced Nano who's figured out the way to travel to previously visited world lines, whatever. She comes back to this world. She's like, "What the fuck? I told you to become more efficient. Why are you becoming efficient?
You've become less efficient and more weepy, like a crying, weepy little baby."
Or I mean, even if the sync happened, there's a lot of things that could have, like Rentaro could have.
That's what I was saying. I thought the sync was gonna happen. I was so confident it was gonna hit 100, and that was gonna be like the crescendo. Okay, it's classic story structure, right? Rising action.
That'd be like the
climax point. What's it called,
well,
right?
Well,
like the.
When it'd be the low point for this.
Yes.
That'd be where the worst thing happens, and she has to claw her way out from like the darkest depths of like the night, using like negative terms, and she has to actually confront. Cause I mean, I realize this story is not like some deep,
but it is
level.
It is Rios. That's the thing.
It can be.
He has the fucking ability. We've seen it.
I mean, okay, what I'm saying, the reason I'm doing this disclaimer is I don't want to I don't want to seem like someone, because because I read basically.
I will never apologize for having high expectations for this series, because it's amazing. Okay, I don't read this series. I'm not gonna fucking make my YouTube career reviewing fucking Rent a Girlfriend or Comey or what I chose this series because it is a harem series and so much more. Right, so like in the moment, listen, I recognize that you don't need to give me super hyper serious chapters all the time, but like the once every half a year you do, cook with them, my guy. Don't be afraid to cook.
Yeah, I mean, I mean the reason I was being a little I guess safe with my opinion was because, I mean, from what I saw on like. Both Reddit discussions, both the manga decks discussions, and even our own Discord server response. I mean, the reception seemed to be decent. I mean, the most critical comments I came across were like, I could count them on like one hand. It was basically, I mean, mostly just like either they left out a lot of possibilities and potential badass moments on the table, or they found it weird that the multiverse plotline was just dropped like that.
Yeah, well, but that is exactly what we're saying, right? Yeah.
But otherwise, people were like, oh, it's great, like they loved it. I don't know if that's just other people not wanting to seem like downers or whatever.
And and I think it's important, Rios, that we never stifle our opinions because we're worried about people getting angry at us. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I guess I've been worried about them, like sort of misunderstanding, like, oh, you hate the series now? I'm like, motherfucker, I'm just being critical. Like, I'm the kind of person who, throughout my life, I have been, I've gotten in trouble from what from my point of view, it's just me being like, not even really critical, just like pointing out, oh, these are some obvious issues with X, Y, and Z, and people like, oh, so you hate it, and I was like, no,
I'm here to be the shield for you, Rios. I am the soldier with the knives hitting me in the back, and you're the little child.
I'm used to. I mean, I've gotten used to thinking, okay, I guess I'm just too harsh. I need to pull in my claws a little. Like,
that's
like
why
the lion that's grown used to pulling its punches when it plays with the other animals, kind of shit.
No. That's why you're the peak YouTube partner, because you have good analytical skills. Never purposefully vanilla yourself. But I wasn't gonna say. No, I mean, again, like we're gonna, after this we'll knob slob all the good parts. But like I think it's important. Again, the only criticism is we wanted more. That's it. This is the same exact thing that happened in the One Piece community. Well, so the One Piece community, right? During in my opinion, one of the most sloppy arcs in One Piece was Wano. And Wano was the longest arc and somehow felt like it left out the most. Like it was just pacing handled terribly. It was like, I think Oda, basically the common conception is that Oda like bit off too much. He more than he could chew. There was like a trillion bajillion characters, and like it was all basically everything that was set up through for 10 years like built up to this moment, and it just and a very similar moment happened where there was all these Chekhov's guns that like we were so expecting to happen. Like let me fucking walk you through this here. So in Wano, Kaido, he has like a little base out in the ocean. It's like a giant fucking like ancient demon skull that he like lives in. That's how big this skull is. It's fucking cool. And he basically he uses his devil fruit to like levitate this entire thing. This thing is as big as like a small island, and he's levitating it. And his plan is basically like, all right, guys, keep in mind he's fucking wicked drunk at this point, so it doesn't need to make sense. He's a fucking brutal guy. So he's like gonna levitate it over Wano and just drop it on the capital and make his base the new capital. And he's like, yeah, you know, some of you may die, but that's you know, that kind of shit, right? He's literally just gonna drop it on. That's literally what he's gonna do, right? So like, everyone is like, okay, surely there's going to be this big moment where he's floating above the capital, all the people see that shit, and then like he goes to drop it and Luffy has to like catch it or push it back, or everyone thought that was going to happen. You know what fucking happened? They defeated him while he was still off the coast and none of the townspeople even noticed it. That is an example of, just like this, not as a writer extracting as much drama as you can. And that's so rare for Oda. Like, Oda is normally so all on board for, like, making the most dramatic thing possible happen. He almost always makes sure the townspeople are there when Luffy is fighting the guy so that they can all cheer him on. It was just so out of character for Oda. And here, again, like, this just feels that like you said, it hitting 99 and canceling instead of getting to 100 and having us get a chapter where we sit with the consequences for a little while. That is a missed opportunity. Just like Wano, Onigashima not getting to Wano was a missed opportunity, right? Like that's all I'm saying. Other than that, I mean, the art, gorgeous. The emotions, gorgeous. Yeah. Seeing Nano have like emotions on this level, which is so rare for her. I mean, genuinely like breaking down crying. It's like something so satisfying, like a dam breaking. I mean, it's like so cool to see her have these kind of emotions. This conversation they have at the end where Nano is like, I want to bring joy to people, which is such a thing that past her would consider inefficient and meaningless. There's so much good stuff here, but it's like the Spark Notes version. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think this is like the first plot point in this story where I'm seriously like, you know, I'm seriously like, okay, I would have done it this way, and that way would have been better. You know,
get it?
Not just a difference in opinion. Like, you know, I would like to see more of this or less of that, whatever. Like, but ultimately what we got was good and satisfactory. But like, I mean, I legitimately feel like this was a poor choice.
Yep.
And I can see how it could have been done better, which I don't. You know, I mean.
Rios, your next stream is writing this chapter but better.
I mean, you know, I've been thinking about it because, you know, obviously once you bring something like that up, the first question is, okay, buddy, well,
do it, motherfucker.
But yeah, I mean,
that'd be peak. You don't even got to do it as a stream. If you write that, I'm sure our whole Discord would read it, bro. I'm so in.
I mean, knowing me, I would take like a year to put it together.
And it'd be a peak. Would it not?
I mean, maybe. I'll consider. I'll see how, you know, I'll see how I feel about it this weekend if I have any more. My mind starts, you know, churning, whatever.
No, but I wouldn't be nervous though about like your criticism, because I feel like it's a pretty common criticism, right? I mean, like Moonlight's big thing recently in his videos, and I think he's completely spot on, is like these daily life chapters where it's like, this could have been a full chapter, this could have been a full chapter. Yeah. Like I just want Nakamura to have more confidence to just like slow down. I am so down to live in the moment of these people's lives. Not everything has to be a clip show and spastic and like this fat. Like, I just let us live in it. And I understand I'm sure the urge to go fast like that is immense when you have 31 characters that you feel the need to juggle between. But like I think he needs to be able to zoom out and look at the macro picture, right?
I mean, like the obvious answer is to just increase the number of chapters between new girlfriends. Now I realize that will mean that you can't have two girls, you know, the cover of every volume. But I mean, I feel like that's a little less important than the narrative integrity of your story. Like
Bro, that would be
it's
insane. It would also mean, I think the main thing you're leaving out is it would mean that this series would go until he was 70.
well, I mean, yeah, but I think everyone, because I mean, I remember a lot of people were thinking that the spaces, the gaps between each new girlfriend were going to just increase like exponentially, not reach like a max or whatever. Like 'cause currently, they're at the point where they are about
9. It's usually
10,
9, right?
That's about as much as you can get before you start breaking
Separate
into,
volumes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
And
I
if
mean,
they do again, if they do that, and they can't have those very cute, spreads with the two newest girlfriends. Or
they'll start being like Bleach volumes. Have you seen what Bleach
Yeah.
volumes look like? It's
Oh,
just,
I love
oh yeah, Kubo's. I mean, he was minimalist king, bro. Like I remember, people used to make fun of him. People that didn't fucking understand art, by the way, but people that was like a big meme in the community. It was like, oh, Kubo never draws backgrounds in his manga, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like as someone who like sucks at like that was like my first manga, and it was really nice to not be overwhelmed with shit. I could really focus on what was happening because it was like so clear. I respected the shit out of it, and his character design was mwah. So I don't know. Also, he would give like interviews where he was like, he gave the most bullshit answer. He was like, I think it lets you see the heart of the character, and I was like, okay, I guess I see where you're coming from, but like that was fucking hippy dippy.
I mean, when people are making dumbass critiques like
That's
that,
fair.
sometimes you can,
Dumbass back.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, great chapter though. I mean, what we got was good, but it's like watching a YouTube video at 150%, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, a little too fast.
we even play the fucking notes at the very end. We get, and I figured this would happen too. We get the redux of that moment where they're all looking at her, but this time they're all facing towards her. It's friendly, you know.
That would have been a lot even more cathartic if that had happened at the end of a of a deep like a
half a volume
the
long.
art.
Half a volume. Give me 5 chapters of her suffering.
I mean, I would not be opposed to that. I mean, then that make it a lot easier to have like an actual to figure out the logistical details of how her and Alt Nano meet up again, because that's my main sticking point for like, I mean, if how would I fix it? Like I don't know how to fucking.
I really just thought she was gonna show up again. To be honest with you, she said once it sinks, I'll see you again. Like she said, I can't see you again until it sinks. Right? Isn't that what she said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured it would hit
There are
100.
other ways to solve it too. Like I mean, they could Rentaro could get his crack team of girlfriends together and convince them to make a multiverse travel.
Was it Rentaro that was dressed as Doctor Strange at some point?
Yes.
Yeah. Doctor Strange Rentaro. He pulls out the sling ring. He fucking.
Yeah.
I'll get this bitch.
50 million possibles, and each one of them, in only one of them, you didn't fall in love with me, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
That's the Nano.
And that's her. That's awesome, bro. See that? Even if you wanted to play it for gags, that's better. There's so many opportunities, man. It's just, I think everyone's got to admit. I mean, when this arc started, the whole fandom was like, "Yo, it's time!" And then
this is why I'm saying it's just kind of a not as bad redux of the island chapters. Like it had a big dramatic disruption to the status quo, but it was then very quickly remedied. Like for God's sakes, Alt Nano is still out. He's still out there, dude. Like he's still removing memories of other nanos.
Still killing. That's true. She's like genociding worlds.
To be fair, those worlds presumably have their own. They have their own Rentaros, their own top of the verse Rentaros. So maybe they're also being saved, just like our nano. But
we can assume that some other Rentaro has like ripped her in half, like just murdered her.
Yeah, this is a peaceful Rentaro. You haven't seen like a conquest Rentaro.
I love women for good. I love women for evil.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Oh my god. Chaotic evil woman lover. I need that now. Oh my god. I mean, we also get, and I'm sure Minstrel is fucking loving this, but we also get Nano hugging Mimimi, which is very cute. Also, bruv. I know she said it before, but it never fucking doesn't catch me off guard.
Like, Shizuka, I think you spent a little too much time with Matsuri there.
Oh, hey, bruv. Yeah. Shout outs to Lasher Luke for the bruv. I'm gonna need next time I jump in the Discord, I want to see if you remember this, Lasher Luke, okay? Next time I jump in the Discord call, the first thing you need to say to me is bruv. Okay? And if you do, I'll be like, you watched, you remembered. Good for you. We'll see.
real fan.
Yep, exactly. And I'll probably have forgotten by that point. I'll be like, what?
Wait,
And then
what?
you'll remind me, and then I'll be like, true fan. This is why you're vice principal.
Even reminding me of the gag that I forgot.
Yes, thank you. I mean, just like all those clapping emojis from the last review. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, everybody
Yeah.
clap for God damn it, Rayas. Clap for Rentro too. But yeah, I mean, as a, putting aside the 90% of this video is us talking about how this chapter should be longer. How do you feel about this final conversation they have as a Nano enjoyer and the Nano expert? How do you feel about this?
I mean,
I do like it.
yeah, it's good.
It should be longer.
I mean, not even longer. I mean, I feel like this should be like
Earned.
deeper. I think. Like, I mean, again, I mean, I mentioned it in the previous chapter. I've mentioned it before. I really want at least a little bit of insight into why Nano is the way it is. I mean, to be fair, we didn't really get that with like Shizuka or Karone. We didn't really get why they are the way that they are. We just kind of got like, I mean, like with Shizuka, we got like basically like a conversation with her mother, which I mean, I would have liked the conversation, but with Karone, we got her thoughts, which did kind of happen here. Like Nano did talk about how she felt, selfish and like she was hurting people for an action. Like ironically, she ended up actually basically like doing that to Rentaro by burning the fucking foes. Like that. I mean,
Yeah, now that we
right
need to
there.
talk
Like,
about. That was a crazy moment.
I mean, I think it'd be interesting if we interrogate that moment more. Like that when faced with a stressful situation like this, he was ready to revert right back to her old self. Like just like that. Like she literally forced herself to burn those foes, harming not only Rentaro but herself because she believed that was the most efficient thing to do.
And I hope, I mean, and that you're right. That should have been, because I thought about that too. I'm like, why in this situation, instead of, I mean, like, it reminds me of Robin's character arc from One Piece, where like in the fame, you've seen it referenced, the I Want to Live, right, from Robin. Yeah. That whole arc was Robin. She was faced between two beliefs, right? One, she had traveled with the Straw Hats enough to see that they're strong, and if their loved ones get fucked with, they save them, right? But she also had this belief of like, if the world government wants me dead, I'm dead. There's nothing, this is the entirety of the world government, there's nothing they can do. So she was under this impression of like, it will be easier if I just make them hate me and then dip so that they don't get themselves killed for me. And that's kind of essentially what Nano's doing here. Like she, instead of believing in Rentaro, she basically was like, there's no way, this is me we're talking about. This is like unbreakable science, clearly. There's no way Rentaro's going to be able to remember me. This is just going to be more painful. Which, I mean, there's a conversation to have there, right? She didn't believe in him. And that's interesting. And there's that not monkey brain, but like some primal part of Nano is efficiency, and like she reverted back to it in a time of stress.
Yep, and if she doesn't unravel that part of herself, like that operates this way, she's just gonna do this again when faced with a stressor like this. And it's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess
there's there's some self-reflection. I mean, she's constantly like, this is my fault. I'm being punished.
Well, I mean, granted, that's not really self-reflection. That's more like narrative speak wise. That'd be like the lie that she believes, and then she was disabused of that at the end of the chapter. But I mean, again, I would like to see, to come back to that, I would like to see a little bit more getting into that. What is actually like? Why do you believe this? Like that kind of thing, or so the problem is actually solved once and for all. Futurama, the tracking, like once and for all, and on both an individual level in Nano's personal life, but then also on like a quote unquote societal level in like the multiverse, and stopping all Nano's mission to force everyone and everything into their formula. Because I mean, it's not her formula. It's Nano as a collective formula. It's just this one is sort of like. Because she hasn't really, at least before this chapter, she hadn't really disabused herself of the efficiency thing. She more just realized that to live a meaningful, efficient life, you have to incorporate, love and community and stuff like that. But this could have been this could have been a more dramatic, break from that, like where she like literally realizes, oh wait, why am I even thinking of life in these terms, and like realizes, like a new paradigm kind of shit.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I didn't expect her to be a totally new character. I think in moments like this, I've seen this a lot in like D&D, like podcasts I've seen. There's a way to do like character development where they change, but they're not like totally different from what they are, right? So what I assumed that we would get after this would be like, she's still enjoys being efficient, but it's okay. A good example is Oda is a master at this, right? Nami in the beginning, we are introduced to her in One Piece, and she is like a money grubber, right? She's a thief. She steals money. She's obsessed with money. But then we learn that she is that way because of, you know, Arlong basically being like, hey, I have your whole family and like island hostage, and maybe I'll sell it back to you if you get this much money. And then once they solve that, he still kind of wants to keep the money gag alive because he enjoys that element of her characters. So he then makes her basically say, there's a line where she's like, now I get to save money for myself. So I've my whole life, all this money has gone towards him, and I never got any of it, and I worked this hard for it. Now I'm gonna enjoy being wealthy. You know what I mean? And so like basically I would like that for Nano, where it's like she takes it from something that controls her, that's like something, you know, something that controls her to something that like gives her joy. You know, it's from an unhealthy thing to a healthy thing, right? Like how you can masturbate healthily, or if it gets to a point where it's like controlling your life, like instead of hanging out with friends, you stay home because you got a goon sesh. You know what I mean? Like essentially, that's kind of what I'd like to see with Nano, is like she still likes being efficient, but she's able to do it in a healthier, more like balanced way. It stops controlling her and she controls it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like classic I don't know, Jungian individuation type shit, you know, transcendent function, using a bunch of words that probably like 0% of our audience knows.
But it sounded really smart, and it made me go, ooh, he's smart. I like that.
All right.
I did. I like big words.
I mean, yeah, I believe you. I don't know. I guess.
Wait, whoa! Are you embarrassed or something? What's going on?
No. It's just like, I mean, that's not like, you know, like using big words that people don't understand to wow them, to, you know. Normally that's not a good thing. Normally,
no, but that's not what you're doing. You just actually are smart. We're just not smart enough to be on your level. That's not your fault.
All right. I mean, I guess I tend to assume that I'm not him like that. I'm a normal dude who just happens to have read a lot.
Here's the thing, Rios.
I mean, yeah.
I make a lot of jokes, but I'm definitely not stupid. I'm actually very proud of myself. I think I'm a pretty intelligent guy. And usually when you say stuff like that, I may not instantly know the word you're saying, but I'm pretty good at picking up through context what it probably means, right? So I don't want you to ever think that like what you're saying is falling on deaf ears. You know what I mean? And also, feel free to explain it. I love your fucking like.
Well, this is, I mean, I guess I could.
Give me your professor talk.
I mean, that is something that I do tend to, because I mean, yeah, you're really good at explaining.
Thank you.
The things you bring up, I'm not super great at it, but I'll try.
I think
I'll try for this. Okay, so yeah, Jung's concept, or Jung, how the fuck you pronounce the German name? His concept of the transcendent function. Yeah, I mean, so yeah.
My man's getting nervous, bro.
Yeah. See, this kind of thing. This is why I write my notes.
This is part of what makes our videos so fucking good.
I'm learning.
You think Moonlight's talking about transcendent, whatever the fuck?
Yeah. In the same way that Red's learning from me by writing notes, so he doesn't have to improvise everything. I'm learning how to improvise on the spot by not writing everything. Okay, so
this is character development.
Within the original Jungian, cognitive psychology that became, the MBTI and all that other stuff. We talked about like the four main functions of like, sensation, intuition, thinking, and feeling. But then there was the transcendent function, which is essentially, it basically is how we gain like self-awareness of our like psychological functions, sort of, transcend it and kind of like, I mean, not necessarily like in like a permanent sense, but just more like gaining like a bird's eye view of the way our mind works, and then with that perspective, being able to sort of like you said, not have our patterns control us, but instead control our patterns.
That's so good. I love that.
Basically, I don't even remember why, what exactly prompted me to bring up transcendent function, because originally it was just a joke, but yeah.
Because you're fucking smart, dude. Because you're a little smart boy.
All right.
Take the compliment.
Okay, I'll take it here.
Thank you.
Give me it. Give me that. Not like I want or anything, but
send that blushing skeleton emoji again. But yeah, no, I had something to say and I remember. Yeah. My therapist, one of the things he got me to do was like, anytime I'm having kind of like an OCD cycle where I get caught on like one thought and it like traps me and I can't move on to anything else. He tries to have me like mentally separate the thought from myself and remind myself that thought is not me. Right. And like, that's kind of what that reminds me of. Right. Is just like, like put that out of you. And sometimes he even says like, if you need to belittle it, like make fun of that thought.
Oh my, yeah, I do that.
Yeah. That's like, a silly thought. Yeah.
Yeah. There'll be plenty of times where I'm like at work and I'm having like some anxious moment. Like, oh my, I'm, like, like I see, whatever. I have some anxious thought and I'm just like, sometimes I'm just like, shut up. Like, it's an annoying dog just like yipping. Like, shut it. I'm busy right now. Don't distract me.
Yeah, same exact vibe. Absolutely. But yeah, no, and like, so what you say here about this series is interesting, right? Because I've seen a lot of people have this conversation about Doctor Who, where it's like, is Doctor Who still for me? Because like, there are times Doctor Who's in a similar situation where like, sometimes it gives you a super serious fucking crazy episode that blows your fucking mind, and sometimes it's like farting aliens, you know what I mean? And it's like, so like, that's the question, right? It's like, we like most elements of this series, but like, I know you're kind of having a moment here where it's like, am I expecting too much from his serious arcs? But like I remember I'd have to go back and reread it and see if it holds up, but I remember really liking the marriage arc, right? And like I think that one holds up. I'm trying to think of other, obviously Shizuka's thing with her mom, let me guess though, that was 2 chapters, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if maybe
I do remember kind of hoping it would be 3 chapters, but that one was
paced correctly.
I was actually happy, or I was pretty much 100% satisfied with what I got.
I think it just happened to be that one worked well in the confines of 2 chapters, right? It just, I think he's clearly set himself this limit of 2 chapters for the serious stuff, but sometimes he picks concepts that work really well with 2 chapters, and sometimes he doesn't. That's kind of what I'm getting.
Which is basically what I meant. Were like are my expectations out of whack, or is the story out of whack? I mean, and it's seeming like it's probably me. Because I don't like to be one of those people who's like going around correcting the work of other creatives,
right?
Who haven't requested critique from me, or whatever.
Well, but that's kind of what we're doing here, though. Like that's like our whole fucking job.
I guess that. Yeah, because I'm too used to being not a commentator, not a content creator, so I'm not. Yeah, I'm used to just kind of putting those things.
Well, it's hard to have genuine critique when it's a chapter about like Sue almost killing herself at a Ferris wheel, or like. She didn't do that, but I'm trying to gaslight you all into believing that she did that. Guys, remember when Sue almost jumped out of a Ferris wheel just to see a number? What a fucking idiot! Am I right?
I mean to be serious, that chapter was good though. I mean, it was
that was really good for Sue. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really have anything.
No,
I mean, just in general, I didn't really have any.
Yeah.
Like jokes aside, I didn't really have any because I remember we were like oh my god,
so much character development.
Like, subtle.
Yep. I named that review so much character development.
It was a really great, within what it, I guess like within. Not the confines of it, it did what it did.
Yeah,
like to the best of its ability.
Is it fucked to say that there was?
I feel like it didn't. Yeah. Whereas with this little arc, I feel like it did not do what it did to the best of its ability, which is like rare for this series.
And it's fine, again, like I think because in this world of the internet where people, speak in finality and ultimatums and shit, like this is not like we hate the series now. You know what I mean? Like. I will always love this series unless I kind of basically I have this rule when it comes to long running fiction. Basically, an author gains brownie points with me as it goes on, right? So like depending on how much peak you put out is how much stinkers you get before I drop your shit, right? So
same here. They've bought a lot of goodwill.
Yes. So he's put
unless you really fuck up, and you're not going to burn it all at once.
Exactly. So he's put out so much peak that he'd have to put out like like a year straight of like bad chapters.
Yes.
I think by then I'd be like, okay, maybe
Like what happened with Chainsaw Man Part 2.
you saw how long we locked in so long with Part 2. We read that shit for like 2 years. Anyway.
Yeah.
I tried. And you can go back to those Part 2 reviews, and like Vex was the first one to be like, I don't know, man, I think it's kind of ass. And I'm like, have faith. Have faith. He's cooking.
And it turned out he was cooking a mud cake, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's still right in the middle because there's still good moments. It's like a mud cake with a delicious filet mignon inside of it. Oh my god! But yeah. Honestly, to bring back, if you guys want a real blast from the past, my old channel was called Controlled Chaos. That's why this is Chaos Squared, because this is the second channel, because they wanted to do stupid videos about Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something. And I was like, no, I'd like to continue doing the manga, please, and not fucking just jam-pack the subscription feed of people that don't give a fuck about Yu-Gi-Oh! With Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos. Thank you very much. God bless them, though. I'm glad they're doing what they enjoy, but I always have to give them shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was I saying again? I fucking lost my train of thought. Yeah. Wait. What was I saying? Help me.
Okay, wait. We were talking about.
Why was I bringing this up?
You brought up original Control.
Thank
Chaos.
you. Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
so back then I had time because I had a part-time job and it was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And so I edited like a channel trailer for that channel, and it was like various like funny clips of us through the different videos we did. And the ending clip of that channel trailer was like a minute and a half. And it's got like music, and it's like, subscribe to Control Chaos. And the fucking final clip is me describing, at the time, my issues with The Promised Neverland. I don't know if you remember that series. We used to review that weekly as well. And I believe I referred to it as like a terrible hand job it was a terrible blow job. It was a blow job where like she doesn't really know what she's doing, but then like she starts to kind of do it
involved.
Yes, exactly. But because you'd get like 1 or 2 really good chapters, and then it would be terrible, and then 1 or 2 good chapters, and then it'd be terrible. So I basically I said something like, and then she's almost kind of getting it, and you're about to come, and then she like chomps down on your dick. That was Chainsaw Man Part 2.
Damn.
Although actually Chainsaw Man Part 2, it was never really like bad. It was just like monotonous and like boring. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, like meandering, right?
Yeah.
That was the impression I got. There was kind of like going like this didn't seem to be any like wasn't no building up to anything big. It's just kind of like we're doing this now and
stuff
doing this
just
now.
fucking happened.
Like I remember when they went to the devil prison thing.
Yes,
like,
that pissed
like,
me off.
That was literally like 2 chapters, right? They had the fucking like a bird devil thing.
And he showed up for no reason. And like I remember that was around the time we stopped reviewing it. I was like, all right, this is the arc, prison break arc. Let's go. And then it's just like, and then I feel like they got to his room, they like freed him, and then I thought the next chapter would be them leaving, and then it just hard cuts to them being outside, even though they like built up that all the powerful devils are here, so you'd think there'd be security, and it's like, oh my god. Anyway. It's not that 100 Girlfriends is still better than that, okay?
Yeah.
So again,
it's the reverse of that blowjob you're talking about, where it's good like 99% of the time. It's like one time like a tooth bumps in you, like but then it very quickly gets back to
Nakamura's jaw is getting tired. Okay, he's done 200 straight chapters of Peak. You gotta give him a break. Okay, even the best blowjob ear needs a fucking moment to get up, take a drink of water.
You gotta stretch their jaw.
Yeah. Well,
but anyway, actually going through the chapter. Let's actually go through the chapter. I'll go through like the first part of my notes before I got to.
All right, let me while you're preparing your notes, let me just give you basically everything I want to say. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing I wanted to say was I think it's interesting to see Rentaro. Like, I know that like when he zings, it's not just like a magical love potion where they automatically love him, and a lot of times he does need to, woo them and shit anyway. But like this is like this felt interesting because like this is a moment where like he didn't zing with her, right? But he's still going up to her anyway. And it just struck me as like different from his other, and obviously it is because we're in this like alternate world situation. But like it was really interesting to see Rentaro like have to kind of go up to her and be like, in his head, he must be thinking, like, even though there's no zing, I just feel like there's something, right? And, like, I know that this is not usually what happens here, but I feel like I have to be adamant about this one. And that's a really interesting concept to me. Like, a zing doesn't happen, but like he pursues someone anyway, you know, like, because the zing. I mean, please go ahead.
That'd be actually a really interesting, like, intro for a new girlfriend, where it's like, where it'd be kind of like similar to this, where like he had been his girlfriend, but something had happened, and like they like. Yeah. Basically, it'd be like if the joke we made last time about how, like, well, this is really fun that we got this Nana character I haven't seen at all. It basically, we got that, like, for real, where like the girlfriend is like, yeah, like there was like a whole, like, we were together for like I was the original 13th girlfriend. You know that, right? Like,
we have like a
thing going on.
She would be introduced, like,
and then we get
so go ahead.
Yeah, and we get occasional, like, flashbacks to that. Like, over the course of the story, we get occasional, like, really inconsistent flashbacks to those dates and interactions they had. He's kind of depressed, but he'd be like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, this is the best, like, we could have done. Like, we tried our best, and we got to this, and I'm glad I could be with you in some world.
It's revealed that she's just gaslighting the shit out of him.
Oh my, that'd be even better.
And he's like, and he feels terrible. He would feel so terrible because
good. That's within the range of theories people had for Usa-chan. So.
Yes, that's exactly Usa. She would this gaslighting / amnesiac / Rentaro being amnesiac about her girl would be introduced like Usa, but then she would show up and then she would come up with this, like, backstory, like, yes, we actually were in love. I was like your 23rd girlfriend, and fuck Sue. She was not your 23rd girlfriend. I was your 23rd girlfriend, actually, and fucking, like, there was this situation where, like, we were trapped in, like, a jigsaw saw torture room, and the only way he would let me out alive is if you drank this, like, potion to forget me, but I'm back after, like, a year. I clawed my way out of the jigsaw torture room. Oh wait, no, she was let free. Okay, so she was let free, but they had to, like, I don't know, something happens. That's insane.
Something.
I don't think that will happen, but I suppose anything could happen in this series. But I do love the idea that she's just insane. We need, like, a clinically insane girlfriend.
That'd be interesting, yeah. Like, that'd be an interesting play on the yandere, because, like, the original term, it just means like sick or whatever, like, unwell. Like, it doesn't mean someone who's, like, constantly looking for lover suicide or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, as we all know, if she has the grippy socks, she has the grippy box. Say the line, Bart. Okay. I love that line so much.
Wait, what is the line?
If she has the grippy socks, she has the grippy box. I've definitely gone through that with you before. If not, I'll remind you.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I have amnesia, so please remind me.
Okay, so the grippy socks are like the little socks they give you in a hospital.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about, right? Have you ever had those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've never had them.
So the implication, I think, is that the ones that are mentally ill and or crazy have the tightest pussy.
I mean, yeah, it's that classic, they say don't sleep with crazy, and part of it is
so alluring.
Crazy. Yeah, it's because they're so alluring that you're gonna stick with them even though they're crazy. So you don't even give yourself the temptation.
Like, you just know, looking at Meru, that's a grippy box. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, she'll write you, like, she'll compose, like, on the spot, like a fucking jerk off instruction, like
I crave.
They'll make you, like, bust, like, you'll lose gallons, you know.
Mm-hmm. She's mastered the cock milking technique.
Yeah,
I'll never let you forget that one. But yeah, dude. And by the way, I don't know if all of our viewers know. It's a strange one, but box is indeed a euphemism for vagina. There are many. I don't know why. Box is a weird one. I don't really. In the way that it's a container that you can put something into. Is that the only fucking?
Maybe it was made by artists, because I mean I've seen, like, artist tutorials where, like, they literally say, like, think of the pussy as a box. Think of the vaginal area as a box attached to the hip. And I mean it's a really useful,
I'm over here like Deku, just frantically scribbling notes right now. Like, yes.
I mean, there's some precedent for it being resembling a box, but.
Oh, dude. By the way, I will. So, I have begun also to do the gifts that I missed out on, for like you told me to, so you could do all your art.
Oh, good. I've been planning to bring that up, but yeah.
Should I reveal those in like one by one in like reviews, or should we do like a stream catching up on those? What do you think?
I mean, how many? There's at least 5.
A decent amount, and we could talk for like 2 hours about 5 girls, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's make it a stream.
Let's go!
Just to milk our audience just that little bit.
You know what we
more,
should do?
Just to cock milk our audience just a little bit more.
Well, after they reamed us, it's only fair that we cock milk them, right? But you see that's a recurring joke. You see, in comedy school, we teach about that. You set up a
rule
joke.
Of 3,
yeah. I gotta say it one more time. And if you want to be cock milked, okay. No, no. Actually, my subscribe joke for this one was gonna be something like. Quick, your world is about to synchronize with another, more horrible version of your world, if such a thing is even possible. But in order to stop that, you need to subscribe, like, and, I don't know, leave a video response. Find a way.
No, actually, it's the other way around. Your world is syncing with a better world. And in that world, you have liked, commented, and subscribed. So if you want to get to that world faster, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing.
Yeah, and in that world, the old YouTube format is the one that they still have. So you can actually, as you're liking it, you can also give it 5 stars and
oh my Lord,
and leave a video response and add us as YouTube friends.
Yeah, the old internet never went away, basically. It was never monopolized by 3 corporations or whatever.
What a better take me there. There's, this leads me into a really good other conversation about like something about when you make a Discord of all your fans. It's interesting because like before I'm just yapping to the ether, but now I like personally know some of them. So I'm just like, as I'm making jokes, I'm like, how will Richmond find this joke? Will it hit his palate? And also the acknowledgement that like a lot of them are, as far as I know, only one person in our Discord that I'm aware of is a literal child. That's why I made the NSFW one. Like, you have to confirm you're 18. Yeah, I'm doing my legal responsibility. But a lot of them are, like, hovering around that 18, 19 range. So when I make jokes about old YouTube, I wonder if they even remember sometimes.
Yeah, you don't even know. Like, Blockbuster, the MP3, like...
Growing up with Harry Potter! President Obama's first term!
Yeah, you youngsters don't even know what we're talking about. Don't even know.
Oh my God, Windows 98.
Yeah, we were born in the 19th century.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, there's a 19 in the front of the year I was born. Isn't that fucked?
Yeah, crazy.
I fucking fought in World War II.
I fought in the internet wars back in '97. When I was a fetus.
The AOL chat rooms went hard as fuck. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately that's one where I don't even know because I did not get internet until like 2007.
My first email address, and I'm comfortable giving this out because it definitely doesn't exist, and if it does, it's got like a trillion unread spam messages at this point. It was reddalex3, REDDALEX3 at hotmail.com.
Well, I'm still using my old Hotmail for.
Hotmail still exists.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Wow. I don't know.
It's funny because people see that they're like, "What the fuck? You're still using Hotmail?"
Fuck
like,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, it still works. I mean, why not?
It's hot. It's mail. What's not to like?
Yeah, Hotmail near you.
Oh my God, there's a Hotmail near you that wants to talk about 100 girlfriends. Well, anyway, any other moments of the chapter? I mean, again, like the main focuses for me were, this moment on the Ferris wheel where she like yoinks her hand away and like Rentero's genuinely, I mean, just so sad, just to see this, like, and again, goes without saying, this would all be so much better if we had one more chapter of the pain and it didn't resolve so quickly, but like, just to, as I'm reading this, to see like an alternate world or an alternate universe of this first date where it just doesn't go away and it keeps going wrong, and Rentaro, no matter what he does, he just can't get it to go right, and her burning the pictures is crazy. I mean, like, crazy aggressive. And Rentaro's like sobbing on the floor. I mean, it really, I mean, and I think that when people knob slob this chapter, it's for good reason. I mean, there is real emotion here. It's just on speed run, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, and again, like, Rentaro's baby girl face is insane. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen him this. I'm sure we have, but like, this is like a real sadness. Like, I mean, I feel like internally Rentaro is like tearing apart at the idea that he could possibly forget one of his girlfriends. I mean, that would fuck me up, right? I mean, like, it almost, I'm trying, like, I don't know, like, the way that, like, a dementia patient, like, when they have a moment where they're, like, re-remembering their grandson or something, and it's like, how the fuck did I forget? Like, what? That realization that you're not in control of yourself, yeah, it's like, for Rentaro, I mean, like, his entire world is his girlfriend's, and to realize that, I would get paranoid. I would start to not trust myself, not trust my mind. I would start to take mad scrawling notes on the wall. Listen, as someone, I grew up with very severe untreated OCD, and dude, if I could show you my fucking notes apps from 2009, holy shit. I mean, I'm telling you, the scrawlings of a madman, right? I mean, like, because every worry, every thought that I had that paralyzed me, my attempt to get it out of my head was to just write it down. So, I mean, like, there are whole files where it's just like, I mean, one of the ones I'm least proud of and most embarrassed of is when I had that arc where I became a Christian, because I was very scared of the idea of a hell. And then, of course, I kind of fell into that, like, is masturbation a sin? And I just remember having these notes where I would, like, catalog the last time I masturbated, and, like, you know, I was trying to quit because I was worried I was sinning. And, I mean, this is off topic, but basically just, I know how it feels to not trust your own mind, right? And that's kind of how it feels. Like, I mean, like, this face of Rentaro just gave me all of that. Just like, oh my, like, he's just destroyed at the idea that this could happen to him. And like, again, it would be not, I would have loved even like a half chapter where they just discuss like how they feel, and like, because I mean, he's crushed, and like Nozawa absolutely knocked it out of the park with the art here. I can really see their emotion, and you know, I mean, how do you feel about Nano's like big breakdown cry was really cathartic for me as well, to see her do that.
For me, you know, I honestly, I can't really. I mean, yeah, I love the art. I mean, it's great art. But I mean, yeah, kind of having a hard time.
Nozawa, kind of the weak link on this chapter. Am I right?
No. She
I'm sorry, Nakamura.
She carried this chapter on her back.
I fucked it up. I apologize. Damn it. Why do both their names have to fucking be N?
Yeah.
yeah. No, that was literally the opposite of the joke I was trying to make.
Yeah, like I'm about to say Rentaro. Like, yeah, Nakamura, he kind of let it slip, but Nozawa was like, "Don't worry, I got you, fam. I got." Even if the writing might leave you with some might leave much to be desired, I will not. You know, you will be satisfied with my art. And
Nakamura was like, "I'm gonna take a sick day this week. I'm not feeling up to doing like a 3-parter. Can you just fucking cook, Nozawa?" And she's like, "Say no more."
Yeah. And then she drew it out of the park, basically. Yeah.
Don't worry, Nozawa says. I don't need any days off. I can just draw Momoji giving me a massage. I'll be fine.
Oh my lord.
But yeah,
I mean, there were lots of good moments. I mean, you mentioned the Ferris wheel thing. I mean, it's just like Nana willingly got on that Ferris wheel, knowing that she is afraid of heights, just because it was like, you know, a memory they had between. She's obviously of two minds about this whole, forgetting thing the whole time. So
she also probably considered this like her final goodbye to him before she completely cut it off.
Yeah. And what else? I mean, I did find it a little bit funny on like page 11 where like Rentaro is like, you know, I'm gonna burn these photographs into my memory, and then Nano thinks to herself basically like, oh no, if I know the memories are still inside your head, I can't, you know, I won't be able to forget everything. I'm like okay, Nano, it looks like you're gonna have to give Rentaro some short-term memory loss, you know, just, you know,
bonk.
Some light cranial trauma, just to get some amnesia in there.
Pulls out a Amy Rose level hammer.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, I mean, and like, this panel is amazing. I mean, this is like Twitter cover photo.
The panel that contains like, probably like 99% of every Nano pick in the series so far.
This panel is it's so beautiful, and it's like so emotionally charged, and then I see this stupid little marriage dance up in the fucking
yeah,
that kind of took me out a bit.
Yeah, I love that. I just love identifying we see that in like the top, near the top right, we see like a Nano, and like Momiji is pushing up her lips to make the smile shit. or like I mean, we got glasses nano in the center. And
We've
I think
collected a lot of
there's also-
rare nanos here. These are
Yeah.
some
I
good
mean,
ones.
if you saw at the end of the chapter, some mad lad apparently in
I assume that's
the
either
community.
Tuesday or someone on their team, right? Because it says
yeah,
we're not
Tuesday-
gonna delay
Tuesday
the chapter for this. Yeah.
Yeah, they mentioned it wasn't them. It was
Someone
like,
in their Discord.
a community member. Yeah, something like that.
That's cool.
And there's still a bunch of
Well,
images at large. They have not been identified or found yet. We have to get the police on them.
A small medium at large.
Yeah.
So I want to put out a call to action to our Discord. Because I love the idea of rare nanos. So okay, when back in the day, the good times, when Trump had been defeated and we got 4 years of Biden, and I'm not saying Biden's like the best, but it was nice to not have to think about it, right? And so when I remember it was around the time like he was leaving and Biden was coming in, and we were all just kind of memeing. The leftist communities were just kind of memeing and having fun. Hassan Piker, again, however you feel about him, there's pros, there's cons. He's done cringe, he's done good, but he did a very funny video. It was called, I don't know, something like collecting rare Trumps. I'll post it in the Discord.
Oh yeah,
So funny. Yeah, he was just going through all these, like basically he was asking this chat to send him pictures of Trump. And it was so funny because like, oh, this one is toupee is flying off in the wind, like, he's like, that's a rare Trump right there, and he's just going through all these pictures, and he was like, this is my and then of course the picture of him in front of all the fast food in the fucking White House. So all that to say, for all the girls, genuinely, I would love edits of like panels of them with like little like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon training card descriptions. So like, like this one, it's like shrunken nano, like mini nano, and like give her like an attack and like, I don't know, like the ability to bathe in your coffee cup and poison the water. I don't know. Make the water taste nice.
Yeah, we'll start treating them like in that scene of American Psycho where it's like, like, oh yeah, that's a rare one. Yeah, he's got the.
Is that where the fucking
special business card?
I've never seen that movie. I've just seen clips, but I love. Is that the? What do you think? And he's like fucking.
Yeah.
I've seen so many edits where it's like a fucking weird Pepe or like a Shrek thing or something. And it's like, oh, that's very cool, Bateman. Yes, I need to edit him fucking passing over one of these nanos. What do you think? Nakamura handing the fucking manuscript of this chapter to Nozawa. What do you think? Very cool, Nakamura. Let me just spice this up a little bit.
Yeah, I drew that one. I remember it. What's your point?
Yes, but anyway, in the memes chat,
I can only imagine like the process of having to like cut out all of these. Well, I mean, cut out, quote unquote, all of these.
They must have files somewhere, right? Like
in
the same way that you have files of a bunch of like panels, I'm sure they just have a bunch of random nano files, right?
Yeah. I mean, they have all the manuscripts. So they just go through those.
Yeah.
And just pop out what they need.
I bet some editor's job for this week was just like collect me like 150 nano panels. It's like, oh, that's a fun job. That's my job for the week. Let's go.
Like, yeah, I love nano. It's my favorite. And then they get to just go through memory basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, so in the memes chat in Discord, please send me a couple nano training cards, and you can do training cards of other girls too. That is my request for you, and maybe the ones that I really like, I'll show in the next video or something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, there are a lot of like top tier, shots in this. I mean, in this story full of top tier.
We got Ghibli reference nano down here.
Yes.
Zombie
right
nano.
Next to the zombie.
Yep. That's a good.
Next to the beautified nano. I mean,
that's a rare
we
nano.
We could be here all day. Just
like
I'm seeing one in the way back next to like the glasses nano, and then I think this is the like the Pocky nano, where it's a really small shot of her just like standing with like her arms just hanging down. And, like,
I don't know if I see the one you're talking about.
See glasses nano.
I see glasses nano. You're talking about in the middle here?
Directly to the left of that is like a little shot of nano the standing.
There's a couple that look like she's just standing. Oh wait, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Okay. Really teeny.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't. I don't know. I was just expecting more. Yeah, I thought she's just standing there. Like, what makes you think it's Pocky nano?
No. That one is next to the one I point out is next.
Oh, okay. Why did you point out her just standing? That's boring. There's nothing going on.
it just looks funny. Like, you can see her arms are kind of like just straight down. Like,
She looks like
I don't know.
Oh, dude, I never pointed out. Okay, I can't remember which one of the anime episodes. It was like one of the baseball ones where like Nano is making like a comment, but like instead of like showing her, it just kind of pops up like a little chibi of her head. You know how they do that sometimes? Her fucking chibi looked like Spoderman, dude. Do you know about Spoderman?
Wait, oh yeah, actually, maybe.
Bring it up.
I do know about Spider-Man, but I'm trying to remember the Nano shot.
It was insane how much it looked like Spoderman. Oh, hold on, let me just make sure that nothing sussy came up when I put S. Oh, just Starry Font. All right, everybody. Starry Font.
The youngins.
I absolutely wait, real quick. I put S. I needed to make sure that nothing sussy popped up on my search history. Starry Fawn is a petite girl on Twitter who fucks gigantic dildos. Okay, don't judge me. It's fucking hot. Okay, if you're 18, check her out. She's fucking awesome.
Only if you're 18. If you're 19.
No, yeah. That's the one time in your life you can look at porn. But Spoderman, on the other hand, is timeless.
He's all ages. Yeah, he's all ages Spider-Man.
I feel like the people on our Discord will not know Spoderman. I feel like we're introducing a whole new fucking generation. Okay, now
you're too young to know about that. Let's go through all the Spoderman lore. You know,
Rios, can you please find that Nano for me? Is that doable?
I don't know if I'm gonna be. I mean, you said it was in the.
It's in like the. I think it's in the. It's the one where they're actually playing against Team Jurassic. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. That shouldn't be too hard.
It's like, I swear to God, it's insane how much it looks like Spoderman. Like it's Nano Spoderman. Okay. I have to show the world because if I go to Crunchyroll, my computer will implode. We all know it.
Oh, wait, is it only in the anime? Because I only have the manga panel.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's in the. I remember it from the anime.
Well,
you fucker! Come on.
Yeah, that would take a while. I have to find a site because
you don't pay for Crunchyroll?
Honestly, sometimes sometimes it's just because I got used to not paying for them as a young man.
Do I want to go to Crunchyroll?
Yeah, I just kind of forget. I mean, normally I only watch like one anime per season at best, so it kind of.
That's fair. Well, guys, just take my word for it. Nano shows up and looks like Spoderman. I'll put it in the Discord, maybe. I don't fucking know.
Spodernan.
What if I put Spodernano? Do you think anyone else caught that?
Ooh, maybe.
No. There's just nano spiders and Spider Nano from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because for a second, I was hearing. I heard Nano as like the character, not the measurement.
Spider Nanos. That'd be insane. Now that's a rare Nano. Oh my god. Well, that's great. We love that. Nano, what episode was that? Episode I don't know,
6 perhaps?
7, season 2. I don't know. No, I'm just getting a real woman. Oh, it was actually 6. Who is this woman?
Okay.
God damn it. I want it so bad. All right, I'm gonna have to fucking give up. It was so fucking funny.
Yeah, we'll leave it as an exercise to the viewer. You know, well, they can figure it out. You know, and they'll bring it to us. You know.
All right. It's Spoderman though, for sure.
Trust the viewer. Trust the commentator or commenters. Not commentators. We're the commentators.
Yes.
It started sounding like I was saying common, like taters that were common. But anyway,
delicious taters. I'll take a bite out of those taters. I love them
common taters.
Well.
Okay, yeah. We got to that point in the thing where we sound like we're drunk, even though we have consumed no alcoholic beverages or substances with similar.
The temptation to click on the rooftop right now and just scream at Richmond, Lasher, Luke, Tokwo, and Zinj. Just like, you're in the video, and then just leave.
I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm sure nothing untoward will happen.
Do you want to run in? Can we join there for like 5 seconds and then just leave?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. Are you? Hold on, wait. Are you ready?
Yeah. My hand, my mouse hand thing is hovering over the.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going in. Okay. You're supposed to leave, Elias. You were supposed to leave.
Oh, I didn't know.
Goodbye.
Yeah, bye. See ya. There, okay, yeah.
Join our Discord, everybody.
Yeah.
It's in the link.
You might get a ding dong disc just like that.
All right, peace.